What's going on, everybody? It's LukeTheDuke and welcome back to the channel. And I know it has been far too long since my last Division upload, but I did want to circle back around and touch on a whole range of topics, including great news, at least for me, when it comes to stability, thoughts on the current content and changes, as well as a few ideas I have about upcoming content for Season 2. Remember to smash that sub button and ring the bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, subs are always appreciated. And with that all out of the way, let's get this one going. First topic I wanted to mention is the stability on PC. And at least for me, I think over the past month's worth of gameplay, I've crashed once, maybe twice, and yeah, that's great news. I'll take it as a huge W for the Division 2 because if you can't play the game, you can't enjoy the game. Now, it is well documented how damn frustrating the constant crashing issues were becoming, probably still persisting for others, I'm sorry about that, but it feels calming to be able to boot up the game, select my character, jump even into a legendary with randoms, which by the way I did earlier today, and unfortunately I was not recording, but we tore it up. I mean, overall the game is stable. I wasn't dropping frames. The old issue where it would jump from full screen to windowed mode and then completely lock up wasn't there, so holla freaking hallelujah, that seems to have been worked out. And while I'm on this topic, and maybe it's just me again, but the fidelity of the graphics seem to look better overall for this game. I mean, I've always played it in full Ultra 4K, so the game has always just looked stunning, but there was something that seemed to pop out just that little bit more. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's the Splinter Cell outfit I have on my agent, I don't know, but I notice it even when I hit the login screen now, so whatever it is or was done, I approve. And now I want to shift gears and just talk randomly about the game. You know, the highs, the lows, and the future, and we need to first start with this current manhunt. Now, I've seen some pretty strong words on both sides of the argument concerning these rescue manhunt formats. I personally finished up Tuesday's mission in about 30, maybe max 45 minutes, and when I say mission, I'm using that term loosely. You know what I mean? It's just a series of control points and bounty missions, one revealing the next until we got to this rescue portion. I think this week's target's name is Lauren. I'd have to look it up. And then after that, we're done. Okay, so let's start with this. To see the franchise come back from the edge of the abyss was really great to see. Having to build the team up from nothing as everyone had either been reassigned or moved on from Ubisoft must have been a daunting task, and to see the Division come back with something after 20 months of Comms Dark was truly an awesome moment in the franchise's history. And I would personally say that is just a momentous day as when both Division 1 and Division 2 launched. That being said, as I cut my way through the objective for this week's Manhunt, I kept thinking about how the team has now been reassembled. Yes, it's a new team, but they're now in place and have been back to working order for a while now. Thinking back, it was May the 12th, 2022 when the Division 2 made its return with Season 9, and since then they've steadily built up the crew to full strength. And with all due respect, I think we're in a place now that we need to ask more from this content. Now, in case you haven't played the Manhunt target, I won't show you the exact footage, but as you tick off each objective, you get little comms drops about Lauren, more so during the final mission to rescue her. You never see her during this mission, even when you finish up the rescue, and it all culminates in this sub 10-second scene at the castle settlement. Now, I'm paraphrasing here, but she says something to the effect of, hey, thanks for rescuing me. We're going to get to work on the fish farm. And it does this really quick pan out and just poof, like that, it's over. And while I do enjoy a good bit of Division lore, you know, finding out little scraps about how the story is unfolding, which I think more and more of us agents are starting to question which side of history we are on, I truly believe we passed the honeymoon phase of this new dev team arriving and getting their feet wet. And we need to ask and expect more of the next 3 seasons of content. Anyways, let me know where you land on all of this in the comment section below. Shifting gears, and now onto just some random Division 2 thoughts and impressions. And first things first, I've got to say I'm enjoying the St. Elmo's engine a lot. I use it on this build with 4 pieces of strikers, Grupo Obliterate chest, and the Memento backpack. And one item I would say not to sleep on is the scoped mode. I find this LVOAC to be a laser beam at range, and I personally don't normally scope in like at all, but with the St. Elmo's engine, I find myself constantly taking advantage of that accuracy. So there's another positive I just mentioned in today's video about the new content. Second random thought, and while I do love to farm efficiently, I'm getting tired of taking down public executions. There's still a huge XP imbalance in the game, and I haven't done the math here, but it feels like I can get way more XP and level ups in 10 minutes of hitting executions than I can get even just clearing a legendary mission. Can we please get this looked at again, because most open world activities are really light on XP. And oh, by the way, to this day, despite hitting all those control points, I can remember receiving 1 exotic component. I mean, seriously, this needs attention. And random item number 3, Descent. Same idea for this new mode, as the reward deficiencies are even more evident with this one. The bones of the mode are not strong enough to offset the stingy loot or that promise of blueprints, of which I haven't seen one. And missed weekly project comms needs to be added into the rotation. Missing a week or a few weeks should not be a Descent lore death sentence. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Please, Massive, make this happen before Descent is written off for good. And let's end this one by looking ahead to Year 5, Season 2, and Incursions, or as the roadmap reads, Incursion. That's singular. Now, as someone that never really embraced raids in the Division 2, maybe it was that 8-man requirement, I honestly don't know, but I have had Incursions circled on my virtual roadmap ever since it was announced. The OG Division game first brought these to the franchise, and I was there day 1, minute 1 with Falcon Lost, and I saw the progression up through Clear Sky, Dragon's Nest, and culminating with Stolen Signal. There's something to be said for smaller party combat intensive content, and Incursions really scratched that itch for me. Now, I've read the description about taking players to Merit Estate to face the Cleaners, who are personally my favorite faction to go up against in the entire game, and I instantly started thinking about what a repurposed Kenley College could look like. Overall, could it have a revival? I mean, it was there for a bit, then it went into this on-again, off-again rotation. It was going to be used for Codename Nightmare, and do you know, I remember when there was a Kenley College Twitter account that used to respond to members of the community. Fun fact there. Anyways, the thoughts of Kenley, the Cleaners, all those possibilities, you know, I've got to admit, I'm probably looking forwards more to this than I did the raids or any other new content except that intriguing artwork for Black Diamond and our possible return to Brooklyn. And fingers crossed on that one. But I digress. Back to Incursions. And I received a DM asking a question on what I thought about Incursions being playable during the PTS, whenever that is. And honestly, I'm a bit mixed on this one. I mean, on one hand, it's new content. And if people are streaming it, breaking it down, creating content for it on PC before any console players get their hands on it, I mean, it will in some ways diminish the excitement of that shiny new object. But then, as I look it over and compare it to the OG Division game Incursions, looking back on those, it wasn't a race. There was no glory for finishing day 1 or under this specific time. Eventually, speedrunning that content became a thing, as it has with the Division 2 raids, but it was more just about finishing them up, especially with those insane global event requirements, collecting the loot, and having a few laughs. And laughs are something I need from my Division gameplay, so if they do or if they don't include them in the PTS, it won't really make a difference, as long as they are completely sorted through and ready to be enjoyed by the player base. But these are just my thoughts on it all. Let me know where you stand on the Division 2. Sound off in the comment section below. Remember to smash the sub button and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, subs are greatly appreciated. All my socials can be found in the video description below. Shout out to the nearly 128,000 of you that have taken the leap and hit subscribe. And a special thanks goes out to my patrons. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.